Hello everyone, I am Dr. Himanshu Tyagi, consultant spine specialist practicing in Delhi NCR. Today I will be talking to you about the most common spine pathology that we see in the practice called as slip disc or which commonly presents to us as sciatica. Now, just for your understanding, first I will explain what is sciatica or what is slip disc. If you look here carefully, we have these yellow structures interspaced between these white hard things. These yellow structures, these are the discs, and this white thing here is the bone, also called as the vertebra. Normally, this vertebra and the disc combination is continuous and is flawless. What happens in slip disc? This disc comes out of its natural position and presses onto this thing. You can see this yellow thing coming out here at each vertebral level is the nerve. Now when this nerve gets pressed by this disc which is coming out, it gives rise to sciatica or the pain traveling down the leg. And this disc fragment which has come out, this is called as slip disc. A patient of slip disc can present to us with multiple presentations. He can present to us with a simple back pain, or he can present to us with pain going down the leg, or numbness or tingling in the leg, or rarely pain which involves both the legs as well as the bladder and bowel system. What goes wrong here is this disc which is pressing onto the nerve, it needs to be removed. The simplest solution for this is 97% of the patients improve with just non-operative treatment in the form of rest, medicines, physiotherapy, followed by exercises. In my clinical practice, I have seen that majority of the patients, they don't require surgery and they respond very well to exercises and medicines. Give it a period of 6 weeks, most of the disc problems, they settle down well. The patient is able to return back to work in around a week's time, and in the future, if he or she continues to do regular exercises, there is no problem. A study says that almost 97% of the patients, they are able to manage quite well without surgery, even if their symptoms persist for longer periods, say around 2 years. In my clinical practice, I have found this thing to be very true. Almost 80 to 85% of my patients are able to return to work early and no surgery is required. In few of the cases where surgery is required, normally I offer the patient solution in the form of two surgeries. First is an endoscopic discectomy, where through a very small incision which measures almost 5 millimeters, which can be done under local anesthesia, I simply remove this part of the disc which is pressing the nerve. This is a procedure which takes hardly 30 minutes, can be done under local anesthesia. Patient can walk into the operation theatre and out of the operation theatre. The patient can be discharged same day, even after 2 hours, and is pain free as soon as the disc is removed. The second surgical option, which is a more extensive option, is this. This is particularly advised in cases where there is an abnormal mobility between the bones. As a result, the disc is coming out and pressing onto the nerve. By abnormal mobility, I mean there is a movement between the bones which is not synchronized. And this movement pushes the disc further towards the nerve, and as a result, the nerve is getting compressed. If you want to understand in a simple way, it is something like this. Inner part of the disc, which is well contained, when it comes out of its normal confines and presses this yellow thing here, nerve, then in presence of abnormal movement between the bones, we have to do a surgery like this. In this surgery, I put 4 screws, 2 on each side, take out the disc completely and replace it with a cage. This is one of the most simplest surgeries that we do. Normally it takes almost 1.5 hours, the surgical time, and the patient is discharged on the 3rd day. Patient is able to walk from the 2nd day. One advantage of this surgery where we put screws, rods and replace the disc is that the back pain is also taken care of. There are ways of doing this surgery. In my practice, I prefer doing the minimally invasive way, in which a very small incision is used. As a result, the post-operative scar is almost this much. There is minimum of muscle cutting and there is minimum of dissection. Pain level is very less as compared to conventional open technique, and the post-operative result is excellent. This particular type of surgery can be performed has to be performed under general anesthesia, and in my setting I personally prefer using a neuromonitoring which monitors all the nerves at any given point during the surgery, so that there is a chance of minimal damage, if at all, that happens during the surgery. Thank you.